r/AskReddit.
What's the reason you have been banned from an establishment such as a shop/bad/restaurant/cafe/etc.?
A response to the post.
This is how I got banned from Chuck E. Cheese. I figured out that I could take a ball from the game where you shoot the clown's teeth and use it at the skee-ball machine. The skee-ball machine would count the points but not the ball used, which enabled me to play forever with just one ball and max out the machine. I did it on 2 skee-ball machines before someone noticed and I got banned/kicked out.
A response to this comment.
I have one, but at what cost?
A response to the post.
Was banned from a mall arcade when I was a kid for holding all the whack-a-moles down.
A response to this comment.
I was also banned from an arcade, but for an even more bullshit reason. For picking up quarters. I was a very young kid, and saw that people would drop quarters and just never bother to pick them up or didn't know they dropped them. So I would pick them up from around the machines, nothing dangerous, nothing suspicious, and use them to play. I'm not talking about quarters people just dropped, but ones that are sitting there on the floor with nobody around, covered in dust webs and sand. The attendant argued they were not mine and belonged to the shop and I was stealing. I can kind of see that point since it's private property, but I was like 7 years old, spent plenty of my own money in the arcade, and I spending all the quarters I found right back into their rigged clawmashes. It was just a shitty thing to do to complain and ban me. All they had to do was say not to pick up the quarters and I would have stopped.
A response to the post.
Got banned from the mall when I was younger because I wore an inappropriate shirt that I bought in the mall.
A response to this comment.
I had a Harry Potter 1 keychain confiscated at TSA, U.S. Airport Security, earlier this year. I bought it in the same airport within the security zone on my last flight before that.
A response to the post.
I got mistaken for somebody else whilst on holiday a few years back. I popped into a local shop to grab a sandwich and drink and a staff member forcefully marched over to me and yelled, "You're not allowed in here. I've told you before," as she grabbed my sandwich and bottle of water from me and put them back. I of course tried to protest and explained that I had never been in there before and was a visitor to the area, but she gestured for the security guard to come over to escort me out and stood watching us from a distance with her arms folded and a smug look on her face, occasionally shouting, "If she doesn't go, I'm calling the police." Thankfully the security guard was a little more understanding about the situation and happily looked at my driving license, which proved I lived in a different area. I offered to show it, but said perhaps it would be best if you didn't come in here again.
A response to this comment.
My mom was banned from Costco in the 90s for false identity as well. Someone had stolen her checkbook and bought about $2,500 worth of things at Costco in one trip. The check bounced and Costco put the ban on her checking number. She had everything cleared up with the banks and brought Costco proof that her checkbook had been stolen, but they didn't believe her. It wasn't until a few years later that she got a debit card and attempted to shop there to see what would happen that she was allowed to shop again. Her debit card has different numbers than her checkbook did, so they didn't know it was her.
A response to the post.
Back in the late 1980s, I was in the Florida Keys with a group of friends. I got drunk and went to bed and some of the guys went out bar hopping. The next morning a deputy sheriff showed up at the place we were renting, told us to pack our things and he would escort us to the county line and we were not to come back. So not only did I get banned from an entire Florida county, I never did get a straight story about what the guys who were at the bar did to get us banned.
A response to this comment.
Holy crap, the Monroe County deputy escorted you all the way to the mainland? Considering how rowdy Key West can get, your buddies must have done something heinous.